vacation.
Isn't the second and fourth?
Ready, thanks. Good evening. I would like to call the Village Fest Board meeting for January 23rd to order. Staff, could we have a roll call, please?
Okay, I have Chair Roberts,
Present.
Vice Chair Gonella,
Here.
Board Member Anderson,
Here.
Board Member Garton,
Here.
Board Member Adele will be absent, Board Member Alvarez.
Here.
Board Member Battersby.
Here.
And Main Street Meredith.
Yeah.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Are there any public comments for this evening? Seeing none, how about board comments? Are there any board members who would like to have a comment this evening? I'll make a comment. No? Good. I'd like to welcome all of you tonight on behalf of the board here. You are what makes Village Fest work, so thank you for being here. Village Fest is one of, in my opinion, the crown jewels of Palm Springs. Every Thursday night, the downtown corridor is filled with people and a lot of very talented vendors like yourself. So thank you for wanting to be a part of this. I would like to give you a little explanation tonight so you feel a little bit more comfortable. There are 5 board members here this evening. They're sitting here to my right. 6, sorry. Including yourself. Myself. The lady to my left is a adjunct board member. Joy represents the downtown merchants. She's not a voting member, but she brings a lot of experience and represents the downtown merchants who are a part of the Village Fest experience. So in just a few minutes, we will start what we call the jury process, and we will call you up one by one. You will have up to 5 minutes. You don't have to take the entire 5 minutes, but you will have up to 5 minutes to speak to us and tell us about why you want to be a part of Village Fest. Tonight, Board Member Anderson will be our timekeeper. At 4 minutes, he'll give you a warning. So if you want to stop at any time, you just say, I'm finished presenting. When that happens, the board members here will individually ask you questions. And at the end of that, we will take a vote as to whether you move into the process or not. So we look forward to hearing what you have to say. One reminder, this is an artisan fair. That means that we are looking for items that are made at least by 75% by you. And let me give you an example of what I mean by that. While it's beautiful stringing beads on a chain, we would probably not consider 75% made by you and probably would question you as to why you think that should pass through. However, those same beads, if you polish them, if you drill them, if you wire wrap them, if you're contributing your talents and skills to what makes that finished product, then we're certainly most interested in hearing and seeing your product. So having said that, we will move on. Any correspondence?
We have none.
No. Consent calendar, we would entertain a motion to approve the posting of the agenda for tonight's meeting.
I'll move to, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll move to post it or approve that.
I'll second. Thank you. Let us vote. Mitchell?
Yes.
I vote yes. Dan? Yes. Celia?
Yes.
Antonio?
Yes.
And David? Yes. Thank you. Passes. Next item on the consent calendar is the approval of the minutes for our meeting, our last meeting, which was January 9th, and everyone here was present at that meeting, so everyone can vote. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Thank you, Celia.
I second.
Thank you, Antonio, and let us vote. Mitchell?
Yes.
I approve. Dan? Yes. Celia?
Yes.
Antonio?
Yes.
David? Yes. Very good. Now we move on to the fun part of the evening. So the first up will be Marco and Marie, entertainers. let me tell you all, do not be nervous. This is fun.
Oh.
And
We're not nervous.
we're all very friendly and we can't wait to hear what you have to say or show us. So, when you're ready,
Oh.
turn on the red light, push your button,
It's on.
and
Okay.
Okay.
we'll start the time.
So we are Marco and Marie. We're a soprano tenor duo. We're a very popular fixture in Southern California. We just were awarded Best of the Bash for 2023. And we perform all over the state. We performed in Grace Cathedral. We performed in Paso Robles for winery events. We do parties, and we have gotten a lot of support from people in Palm Springs for singing. We sing a variety of music, but a lot of opera, classical crossover, international pop music, and a multitude of languages, musical theater. So I think we would add kind of some nice variety to the music, because we've seen and we know of some of the musical talent at VillageFest, because you don't often have people that sing more in a classically trained style, but we definitely have that. And we have
Master's degrees in music.
years of professional singing under our belt. We travel to Europe and we sing there.
In Germany and Austria. I did a lot of work in Austria and Germany. Germany actually singing opera in theaters there up until the unfortunate COVID. Yeah, so she's also did a lot of performance in Vienna and in Germany. And yes, as I said, we both have master's degrees. We perform very large styles of music, going to even more specific, like La Donna Mobile, and then Time to Say Goodbye, or Unchained
Bésame
Melody,
Mucho.
Bésame Mucho,
Yeah.
Granada, etc. So
And we don't really have a lot I guess else to say, because our credentials kind of speak for themselves, but we can sing something for you.
yeah, we
if
can
you
sing a
wanna
little
hear
bit for you.
We're waiting.
It's like, I think that's the best thing we can, so we're gonna sing a cappella, something we normally don't sing a cappella, but we weren't gonna haul in all of our equipment or anything, so.
Que yo lo so, no solo io, con te io li rivivrò con te, partirò. Io Thank you very much.
So there it is.
Thank you. Thank you. Any more that you like to say? Good.
Um,
That's quite a way to end.
I was, I don't, it's hard to follow that, right?
That's okay.
yeah. I mean, in the end, we are musicians and singers, so that should be the.
Yeah.
Thank you. Questions?
So do you have background
Yeah.
recordings, or do you
Yes.
play instruments? Or?
Yeah, we have a Bose system with
Uh-huh.
with very high quality background tracks, and we can adjust, lower the volume or ramp, that we could kind of play by ear, but yeah, we have all of that with us.
We use it as well for, we use it because we get hired for several events, including weddings. So we use that for our system for many of that,
Good.
of those kind of events. I mean, we do also work with many musicians. So there's times when we
Mhm.
perform with piano, light
Or
piano, we'll
orchestras.
do a classical song recital, with Beethoven and Mozart, or we'll do all kinds of stuff. But
Good.
yes, for us, we have our own whole system.
And for purposes of this, for sure.
Mhm.
Good.
We're also pretty self-sustained, so
Mhm.
we have also a portable battery.
Mhm.
So sometimes we don't even need a cable to go anywhere. It's kind of like
Yeah.
1 meter square. But yeah, we have all of that there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's-
So we wouldn't have to rely on the city to provide us any power or anything.
And how long have you been together, worked together, performed together?
Then, well,
Well, we've performed together for what, about 7-8 years?
something like that.
Technically, Marco and Marie was something that kind of came into fruition over the pandemic,
Mhm.
because we lost a lot of our work as musicians, and then we're a couple, so we were together and we had some recording gigs, but there were a couple of concert series in LA that were outdoors. They wanted to make COVID-friendly spaces for singers or for musicians to perform. So we were hired for a few of those, and a friend in Europe, patronized the purchase of our equipment, which was not cheap. And so it all
Yes.
kind of came together. And then when we started doing these concert series, we saw the response that people had to us, and then they were hiring us for other things, and it kind of just evolved, and we're like, well, shoot, we're gonna
Marco
keep
and
this
Marie.
going. I mean, and it's, you know, it's been very good, so.
It's improved a lot since we started. It's just been going kind of an
Yeah.
upward trajectory, so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Mitchell?
So what is, I'm not familiar with best, you said best of the,
Oh, so the bash, so the, like if you wanna hire, let's say you're having a party and you wanna hire a mariachi band, you can go on the bash and you can make a lead sheet, and then, you know, there's a huge roster of artists on the bash.
oh, sorry, like.
And so then you
Yeah,
get
it's like-
leads and stuff, yeah.
It used to
so-
be known as Gig Master.
Yeah, gig, it's formerly Gig
And
Master.
then it changed to the Bash. The competitor is Gig Salad. They never changed, but it used to be known as Gig Master.
So
And
the-
they, yeah, and so then we're a vendor on there, and then we get leads, and then people hire us, and so we've been on there actually only since February of last year, so we haven't even been on there a year, but in the first year, we booked like 15 or 16 gigs, and we got over 10
Reviews.
5-star reviews.
Nice,
And so we fell within their criteria of the vendors that they were choosing as the best of, and we got.
nice, congratulations. We have
Thank you.
beautiful, beautiful voices. so
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Celia?
Yes, are you planning to sell any CDs or DVDs or anything like that?
Not at the moment, to be honest. We haven't had a chance to invest in creating that and making that. Usually we're just kind of saying, and you know, we have like a QR code for tips, or if they want to leave cash tips, and for social media. But we haven't worked towards having product like that.
We have
yet.
business cards and all of that, but yeah, we wouldn't, at least for the time being, we wouldn't be selling
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah, probably, I don't know, maybe in 4 months.
We've
I
had
don't know,
people
but
ask
not-
us, so we're like, well, I guess if we made a CD, people would probably buy it, but.
But we haven't made
we
one
haven't
yet.
done it, Yeah.
Maybe that's not a such, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe we should make one.
Or maybe they're out of style.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody gave me one for Christmas and I was
It'd
like.
be more
wait,
like maybe
wait.
stream on Spotify or something. like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Right.
Any other board questions?
I'll make a proposal that Marco and Marie are accepted.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that,
Thank you, Mitchell. Well, let's vote. Mitchell?
yes.
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 Dan?
Yes.
Antonio?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So what happens next?
See you on the street.
Okay.
Oh, we read on here. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Good
wonderful
night.
evening.
Good one. Kristen Check, are you here this evening? Hi, Kristen, come on up.
Came for the pudding.
No pudding.
I know.
No pudding
No
tonight, huh?
pudding tonight? Ah,
I know.
Joy,
It's just every time you come now, there's no food.
Yeah.
She has a piece of gum in her ear.
It's all yours.
you're
Okay,
on.
You're on.
You're on.
Okay.
All right, so my name's Kristen Check,
Oh,
and
here's some of
I
these.
do live drawing. And what I do is I draw these in charcoal on the spot. And then I place them in glass, just glue those on the spot. They take about 10 to 30 minutes to do.
Can you pass those around?
Yeah, I'll pass them around. And I'm kind of new to doing booths. I did the Renaissance Pleasure Fair in Irwindale as a guest artist last year, and the booth did really well. So I thought, well, it's time to try it here.
Joy, can you pass the folder? for me?
Yes,
Yes.
that's that.
Oh, okay.
So the booth would have pre-made ones and then ones that I'd be just doing on the spot.
Mhm.
But what I do is have people send me any image and then I will make almost, as you can see, like some of them, they're not like almost caricature-ish, but not quite. But that's what I do. And then there's also smaller ones.
Question about the one, there is one that shows a little bit of bubble, like It was the sketch, not of a person.
Oh, yeah.
The building?
The building,
Yeah.
yeah, so that one's filled with blue. And so that one, with the bubbles in there, that wouldn't be one on the spot, that'd be like a pre-made.
I see.
Sorry, I'm just.
No.
Cause that's like, because it takes a while for that to dry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a pre-made.
So you glue the ones that are pre-made.
Yeah. Yeah, because they look a little clearer, but once I'm making on the spot, I just leave it outside.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Questions for Kristen?
Yeah, I wanted to know, so you said it takes 10 to 30 minutes, so you sketch it and make the pendant and the person goes home with the pendant that night?
Yes,
Oh, okay, that's cool.
How,
or they can come back the next week if they want to do it that way.
Okay.
so if it takes you 30 minutes, that in 4 hours, you can only get 8 done.
Yeah, that's why I'll be selling some pre-mades as well.
Okay.
But it's nice because then I get, get to work and it's kind of like almost like a performance thing as well.
Yeah,
Do you do photos as well in them?
No, I haven't. Although one person was asking, I was like, well, I could sell you like for the just wholesale price, like just the stuff if you want to do it yourself.
and then the material on the back is, the backing is what material?
I'm not sure, just
So
kind of
do you,
outline.
so you buy this, so you buy these pieces
Yeah,
and then you draw the art and then you put it all together.
Mhm.
I think we're going.
and I could pass this around too. This is some
no way.
pictures of ones before their places of pendants. So I draw them with charcoal on a film.
They're beautiful.
Oh, on a film.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Kristen, have you given an idea how your booth will look on the streets so people will understand what you're doing? And
Oh, yeah, sorry. So what I have, for my booth, and I don't know if I, have the photo in the application, but there's a large, like, portrait, like picture, so it's almost like a large version in a frame. And then a huge thing that has explanation.
So I don't see that, I know, I've seen the file, but I don't remember what your prices are.
I've sold them for 20 or 25, so probably saying 25 or 30 per pendant.
So you're very talented.
Do you work alone?
It's either usually me or sometimes my daughter will draw too. She's really good.
It's very unique. I've never
It is.
seen
I've never
anything
seen
like it
it.
before.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I think especially with the people's pets, the cats and the dogs and stuff, I think people will like that.
And it has the Victorian feel.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's very Victorian, yes.
yeah.
I was
Cool.
shocked at how low the price was.
Yeah,
Sorry. I forget.
It's kind of a sweet spot. When I was at the fair, it seemed to do, I think that's why it did well, it's just it was somewhat affordable, so. Sure. An artwork
Awesome.
thing.
Any other questions for Kristen? Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve Christian Check Arts and Crafts.
I'll
Thank you,
second.
Mitchell. Thank you, Dan. Let's vote then. David,
Yes.
Antonio,
Yes.
Celia,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Yes, Mitchell.
You're going to Hollywood.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Actually, it's on.
Oh, you're going to Palm Canyon, yeah.
We'll see.
It's beautiful stuff, yeah.
And the food.
You really are very talented. Congratulations.
Not a good marketer though.
You know what, your product
It'll
speaks for
come.
itself.
Yeah.
And you'll get
You'll get the feel of
You'll
it.
get the feel of it.
Yeah, I have business cards. Do you have those?
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't, well, I put in application, I know it's supposed to be today.
I thought I saw them. Yeah, definitely. Have plenty of them.
Well,
Do
thank
you,
you.
do you
Thank
think that
you.
the Economic Development Department would consider a VillageFest vendor a Palm Springs business so that maybe she could get some of the training on marketing and other things that's available through that department, or could you look into whether that could be?
We can absolutely look into it. I do know that the Office of Sustainability is considering vendors, village or small businesses in terms of getting benefits for or stipend to transition some of their non-sustainable items to sustainable. So I'm sure we could find a way.
Something.
Yeah. we'll look
I
into it.
think, that could probably benefit a lot of vendors is to just get a better education on the business side
For sure.
and what's available maybe through the city, if in fact they have a Palm Springs business license, so
Right.
there should be some benefit.
Absolutely, I'll look into that.
for that.
Bonnie Ross.
Great suggestion.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, this is just.
They start flirting you too.
Don't undersell yourself.
Just saying. So, I'm a singer-songwriter, and so I'm gonna do one of my original songs, which is kind of a storytelling song, and then I'll do another song that's just kind of a rhythmic song. I come from a dance background, so I like to do different rhythms and stuff like that. So, this is about my grandfather, who was a bootlegger in the 1920s, and my grandmother, his mom.
Oh, wow.
And I like to engage with the audience and play around with the audience. There's no doubt over that the prohibition in the pretty short stretch for the music of sun. From Montreal to the US. But he was the chief of the family. Dad, he bragged about it constantly. Left the country to fight another war. Left the white sun to be born. Cause that poor man always wanted more. He didn't take a train. He didn't take a plane. He drove through the town. And it wasn't saying so. If you see me acting a little shady, well, you know that I come by it honestly. Now, Grandma, she lived in an old gray building. Window shining onto the great Chicago. Her specialty was pig's feet soup. And I remember sitting on a stool. Our first memory of Grandma at age 3. Her playing poker and winning at tea. When she won, she taught me lessons. She taught me what to see. She'd look at the cards and say, looky here, honey. She'd take on my money. It's only 3. I couldn't take a train. I couldn't take a plane. I drove through the tunnel. And it wasn't saying so. If you see me acting a little shady, well, you know, I'm by it honestly. And this is just a real pretty rhythm, and a lot of you guys know it as sway. You know, it does did it. When marimba rhythms seem to play, dance with me, make me sway up like the. I'm gonna start again because I'm nervous. Okay, sorry guys.
Oh.
When marimba rhythms want to play, dance with me, make me sway. Like the lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, but my eyes, they see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When you sway, I go weak. I can hear the sounds of violins long before begins. Make me thrill as only you know. Sway me smooth, sway me now.
Thank you, Bonnie. Any questions for Bonnie?
Do you have a microphone and sound system?
Yeah, I do. Normally I like to go wireless, and so I have a wireless mic and I go out of my Bose. I have a beautiful little semi-hollow body Gretsch that I love. And I'm also creating backing tracks. I've been writing my own songs, and I'm learning production. So I've learned how to, I lay down my own tracks, bass, guitar, rhythm, vocals. And then I'm also creating videos that go with them also. So
When did you begin your public performances? How long ago?
couple of years ago,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I guess a similar question, do you sell CDs or merchandise or anything?
I got merch, but I'm not ready to sell right now. No, because I was a working artist for many years also, so I have to do the whole internet thing, and so not now. Hopefully by next season, but not right now. I don't have merchandise.
Bonnie, I have a concern that
Mhm.
I'd like you to address. You're out in the middle of Palm Canyon Boulevard and there's literally thousands of people walking by. Your voice is a little bit quiet, in my opinion, and I'm wondering how you'll project so that people will hear you and be attracted to what you're doing and saying.
Okay, well, I kind of toned it down. Never been a problem hearing me, but I do have, like, I have a microphone, I have a PA behind me, the Bose, and I can turn it up, but yeah, no, that wouldn't be an issue.
Any other questions for Bonnie?
I move that we accept Bonnie into Village Fest.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mitchell. We'll vote. David?
I'll give it a chance, yes.
Okay.
Antonio?
Yes.
Yes.
Dana?
Yes.
I'll say yes.
I don't
Mitchell?
vote.
Yes.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
thank you. Oh, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time to explain the process. That was really helpful.
Good. Thank you.
These folks.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Kathy Middlebrook.
Hi,
Hi, Kathy.
These characters.
These were cute.
Are you the penguin lady?
Yeah, penguin lady.
Your smile alone will get you into Village Fest, Kathy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
My goodness, it's a thrill to actually be here. I'm kind of emotional, actually. I came down to Utah yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And I heard I missed this terrible
Yes,
storm
you
and I've kind of been like on edge all the way down, so I'm here, so I'm so happy.
Great.
Yes, so I'm Kathy Middlebrook. I am the owner and artist behind the Be Yourself Penguins. And I'm just gonna show you a quick poster that we use, or I use at my booth, but I have 101 different designs all about being yourself. And yeah, it's just this fun little quirky series that has just really touched my heart, but also many other people that I have come into contact with. I've been doing shows for about 8-9 years. So, but these are how they look all together. So I'm gonna pass these around. In fact, maybe I'll just,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just give them all and you can look around. So it's been, just like I say, it's been the dream come true. I was an artist for, I had a publisher for many years, and they would take my work and have it put onto different kinds of things like shower curtains for Bed Bath and Beyond and all these things. But, to be honest with you, I wasn't living my dream. And my dream was to have something that actually made people smile, as well as just had a message. So I do frame ones and I do unframed. So I'll show you, I'll send a couple of these around.
Keeping this up. I don't wanna buy
There's
it.
babies. There's adults, but at least you can see what the frame pieces look like. And this one's my favorite, it's margarita time, and I think, I'm like, yeah, I could do that soon, here, maybe tonight, anyways. So that's the different designs, or a few of this designs. They're kind of more fun to see them, all 5 of them out there, you know, this has been a great little thing to have, because this, with the number that coincides with the prints in the boxes that I have. And they can say, oh, you know, see the little beach bum here, and go down to number 7 and find their one, but it's kind of been a fun little series. If people are wondering if I sell the poster, but I don't, and I probably should, but.
Probably should,
I wrote,
yes.
so many school teachers were like,
Yes.
I love this, or people, yeah, so I should probably put that together, maybe a little smaller version, but not much, so. Then also, after after this whole thing, I wanted to write a children's book. I've wanted to write a children's book since I was just a kid, and this little series kind of presented it to be the perfect children's book. So this is If Penguins Could Fly. I signed them all with Always Be You, and with my signature, and it's about a little penguin who's just never quite felt like he belonged because he wanted to fly. And it's his story on how he figured out that he could do anything he wanted. But he did figure out a way to fly. And then I'll just share this with you real quick. This is one of the pieces that I sell, but it's also the last part of the book. And it says, so if penguins could fly, think of what you can do. Just listen to your heart and forever be true. Whatever you love and have passion to do, believe in yourself and always be you.
Oh.
So that is the little fly
That's the last
picture.
page of the book.
Do you want to see?
Yeah, thanks.
So, and I do little bookmarks too. So this is a little bookmark with that little saying on the back. And we do have a business card that I'll just pass out, and you can take one if you're interested. And that's what I do, and so thank you for letting me be here today.
Everything about this is beautiful.
Mhm.
Everything. Your artwork, the concept about being yourself. I'm also the director of volunteers for Palm Springs Pride, and that's part of our thing is be yourself.
Yes.
Be your authentic self, and that's
Beautiful.
so I'd like to buy this from you tonight.
Well, I would
Later
like
on.
to actually give it to
I don't,
you.
I would rather buy it.
Well, thank you. This
Absolutely.
means the world to me. Thank
Is in
you
trouble
very
with the
much.
Attorney General.
Do you also do cards, or is it all prints?
So I started doing cards, and I did it for Christmas time. So it's not that I'm not for cards, I just haven't really produced a bunch of cards. I've done some stickers and sold some stickers in the past, kind of just trying to keep it as tight as possible, but still have a lot of different things to offer. So yeah, but I definitely would love to do a few more cards. But like I say, they might be more Christmas related. I'm not really,
I'm
haven't
seeing
quite-
baby onesies for some reason.
Say that
I
again.
I'm seeing onesies for some reason.
Oh, onesies.
So you come from Utah. Are you gonna be traveling back?
Yeah, actually, I'm going RVing for this next year. I'm going to heading to doing some shows outside of Utah. That's one of the things. I've been doing shows there for so long, and it's like I need to step out. So I'm doing some big shows up in Washington and Colorado, and going up to Jackson Hole. And then would love to be a part of the VillageFest. Now, I think I did, well, I did, I applied a little, maybe earlier than normal, but I'll be in the area for 4 months, actually, from December till the end of March.
Gotcha.
And so I would, and so I will be here, I don't know exactly where the trailer place is, but I hear it's really cool, so. I'm just excited. I'm originally from Southern California, so I'm kind of coming back to my roots a little bit, and I have a sister down here too, and yes.
2 questions. Livingston, Texas? Is
Pardon?
it Livingston, Texas?
Oh, no, that actually will be a PO box
Okay.
that I will be having my mail sent to
Okay.
while I'm, doing this little excursion. It's not a little excursion,
No.
it's kind of like.
What is
Stepping
your supply? What's the word? I'm sorry.
My media?
Inventory.
Oh, inventory. So I have a lot of inventory. It just so are you basically wondering what I would be bringing to the shows?
I
and
would see
stuff?
things selling out quickly.
Yeah, well, that would be fabulous.
Very quick.
I do have, since I have 101 different designs, I have them all in boxes. They're all numbered to coincide with the poster. That is usually, I always have at least 3 prints per. And then I bring a box of, a whole bunch of others that are.
So you encourage people to
just
come
in
back,
case.
which is always nice.
Yeah, it's.
I'm
and
out this week, but
Yeah, it definitely, I always make sure I have plenty of product. I'm going to downsize a little bit because I do like shows up in, Park Silly Sunday Market is a big one that I do on Sundays through the summer. And what was I gonna say about that? I was gonna say, anyways, I don't remember what I was gonna say, you guys. Anyhow, all right.
and $35 is the most expensive?
35 to 40. I'm considering going with the frames at 40. I know what I was saying. Just kind of I won't have as many things just because of the time frame of setting up. But I will always have frames, even if they haven't been put in there yet. I will always have plenty of prints. So yeah, I've learned a lot to just make sure you're always prepared
Dan, you had a question?
for anything, so it's been kind of thrilling.
So I just wanted to get clarification on your timing. So you're jurying now, but your intention is to start next December?
Next January. So I was told by Faith that as
So
long
you're-
as you,
yeah, okay, got it.
as
Okay.
long as you got in there came in somewhere in that year that
Yeah.
you would start.
Yeah, if the year's up.
So I know I came in early, but it's like, I like to.
And you wouldn't want to do the holidays as well?
I would love to do the holidays. I'm kind of trying to cause we were here, I was here at Christmas time. I came the Thursday before Christmas and it's so charming and such a beautiful layout with, everybody and the lights and it's a happy place. And so I considered it, but I just thought, well, I'll just if you're interested in me coming before Christmas, I'll be here. I'll be in the area.
You can come whenever once you're
Whenever you
approved,
want,
you can
yeah.
come whenever you want.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just kind of give you the dates and stuff. And
There's
fill you in.
Coachella festivals, there's music festivals, there's Pride events, there's holiday events.
Oh, fantastic.
And those are very busy weeks
Very.
at VillageFest as well.
Okay,
Because there's more people in town.
yeah, that's fantastic.
Good.
So
Okay, great.
I love
Your
it.
artwork made me happy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The books are amazing.
I smiled through all of it, and the last page of your book made me go back, and many of you are too young to remember the book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Yeah, it was happy. I'm a little bit sorry to hear that you're not ready to start now, because I think you would be wildly successful.
Oh,
But in the interim,
But she's on a journey.
yeah, some advice.
yes,
Consider a Palm Springs motif.
absolutely.
The majority of the audience that will come by your booth are people who are here visiting.
Yeah.
So they're looking for a Palm Springs vibe, and please promote be yourself.
I
That's what this
absolutely
valley
do.
is all about.
Exactly.
Please promote that and make sure that people understand
Yes,
the
please.
meaning of these.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. That's why I do it.
Any
I
other
appreciate
questions
that.
for,
There's a couple of cute swimming pools.
Yeah,
and-
I've got beach ones. I've got my little, I love
Oh,
summertime,
God,
which
that's-
is the flamingo. He's got a little floaty. So they become so, they're almost humanistic to me, like there's something about the penguin anyways, and then people have just related to it and understood the whole messaging. behind it.
I'd like to move that we accept Kathy Middlebrook's work, and I would want her to come earlier. At least try it out
Yeah,
and see how quickly it sells out.
oh, yeah.
You probably want a 2 people booth. You better find some friends.
And I would enthusiastically second that.
Was that all the motion?
Yeah,
or-
that was a motion. Got it all?
Very good. So we'll vote. Mitchell,
Absolutely, yes.
absolutely,
We didn't get a
yes.
second, by the way.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
Mitchell,
sorry.
Enthusiastic second.
Okay, sorry.
Dan, Celia,
Yes.
Antonio,
Yes.
and David.
Very much so.
Congratulations.
Kathy, if you can wait till the end and I'll get the.
Okay,
All right.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Where did you buy your frames in bulk?
So I do
Okay.
buy my frames and I'll just tell you straight out, I get them at IKEA.
Really?
I
They're
do.
good looking
And I
frames.
like the way they look.
They are beautiful.
So that's kind of the direction I've gone now. You know, I may change that at some point, but if it's not broken, I'm not gonna change
They're great
it.
frames.
So if you're
I-
okay
I
with
have a
that,
couple
yeah.
of them already with real artwork in them.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, guys. I
Very
appreciate
much.
you.
Sarah, are you ready? Hi, Sarah.
How you doing?
Good, good.
So I don't know how to follow everybody. Being one of the last ones.
You're first.
So my name is Sarah Sosh. I am actually a local muralist and signage in the Pass area. So in the last 2.5 years, I've done 11 murals and signages. American Legion, the old Rutherfords, a lot of venues. And one of the things that I was wanting to do was to bring the art back to the people and teach them. So what inspired me to do so is my grandson has a speech delay, and he wanted to teach him how to do things because that was the only way he could communicate. So we started drawing and he would tell me how to draw. He would point his fingers and say, this is with no words. And we developed this thing in this last year and has been a wonderful thing. And I didn't know that it helped others too, as well as bringing, I'm sorry, I'm really nervous.
No, don't be nervous.
And bringing joy to others. So my slogan is, be your own artist. I brought these today. So what I did was hand-drawn pencils. Do something each one you guys like, because you guys get to keep one today. The paint that I use is the same paints that I use for all my murals and signage. It teaches all groups of people from babies to older to groups of people to grandparents, people getting together for holidays, to shade and to learn how to shade, mix colors. I freehand each one of these.
You freehand this.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I was wondering.
Each one of them, or do you?
Every single one of them, nothing is ever printed, it's authentic, complete. I did a video demonstration to show you how I do it. I don't know if everyone can see, but I can.
This is the video that you got.
We can huddle
Did we get this video?
I couldn't get the video to send over because it was too
Trying to
large, because
organize
it said
now.
6 minutes, so I did it in 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
We
just
already
don't
saw
know.
that.
can you guys see it?
Yes.
Did you do so?
No.
That's my booth display.
That one. That one I didn't.
I can hold up to 100 all the way around plus bins, so I can maintain the inventory for large. I've done shows throughout the year, so I'm very accustomed to how shows and festivals and such are. I did this in a time lapse, but also on the second part, I wanted to show how easy it is to do, but yet it has guidelines. So it reminds me of paint by numbers slightly, but it has, it is more than that. You learn how to shade and mix colors and give you still the imagination.
Will you be painting any of them in the booth?
I will, I do custom ones for that and so this is just an example that this is a completed one. This is the material that I have, the packaging. This is what's the content. You get a disposable, you get a paint chart. These are the paints that I use. So these are different to different requests. So they wanted me to draw that. They looked at it and said, hey, can you paint it for me? I was like, sure, no problem. So I sent it the next week. We do fun stuff. Animals are just, what a great way of explaining things out. I do a lot of custom work too as well, especially
Fair
dogs.
work, 5.
Okay,
5 minutes.
okay.
Yes, very good.
Do the instructions, so I'm a little bit confused. You have, is it, you instruct them how to apply the color in certain spots so that the painting turns out, or do you just give them the materials and let them do it?
I give them the materials and allow them to be imaginative
Okay.
themselves.
So there can be a pink cat and a green burger and
Absolutely.
Okay. so
I
be
would,
creative in
Why
that
not?
sense.
exactly.
And they're not painting them at your booth, you're actually selling the kits and they're taking them home.
Yes, because I've done paint parties before and there was a couple that was under the table. And they they feel that anxiety when they're painting when you shouldn't feel that anxiety. So a lot of artists who are really good at being at art will like to do that at home, or I do paint kits and give them to the convalescent homes where they can
Oh,
paint together. So different resources of, you know, this is a nice idea. Paint
So I'm
party
still
at
a little
home.
confused because you said you teach them shading and
Yes.
so how do they, what's the instructional part other than just giving them the material?
So this paint chart right here, this coloring chart, it tells you the colors that you're gonna mix in these primary colors, and it results in this color.
Okay,
So there's 3 levels. There's a beginning, intermediate, and an advanced on it.
So I have 3 kids.
Mhm.
I get them the same thing. And the idea is they're gonna be 3 different pieces of
yes.
color and art.
Absolutely.
Okay. Interesting.
Be your own artist.
Be your own artist. And I am in a generation where I know the older traditional things as well as the new. So Instagram is a big thing, showing these instructional things that are on Instagram, following. So each one of these have an Instagram on the back of my business card to
Perfect.
go and follow. It shows all the different styles. If they have any questions, if they want to go and tag me and say, hey, we really enjoy this. Or can you draw me another one? So the interaction is open.
You have plenty of inventory, in case you start flying off the booth.
Yes,
Yeah.
so during the holidays, I was running between 50 to 100 a week.
Well,
In a day, I can do 50 of them by myself.
Wow.
I do have, a couple workers on to go and help me package
Mhm.
and help me with the other things. While I'm the only artist.
Gotcha. And are people able to buy them online?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will ship, I will deliver, I will customize.
So am I hearing you correctly? You draw each one of these, so you don't mass produce it. Once you created it, you're creating each one uniquely.
Yes.
Wow.
So I have 10 that's here. These are different.
Yep.
I like to look at food. There's a lot of food here. The ones that we had for, the Palm Springs, I think somebody had the Palm Springs one.
I didn't see
Oh,
that
I
yet.
didn't see that.
What are you hiding stuff over there for?
I wanted to go customize.
I remember my shopping.
Stop it, you.
I'm a hoarder.
So it's different markets, you go and market against, where you are at. So Oakland, I did a lot of the apples, customized a lot of animals. They have a trailer park that's, like, camping. So you customize to where your marketing area is, because that is what your area is famous for.
I could see this actually, and I know you're, the way you do your booth, but I could actually see you having a bunch of kids in your booth during Village Fest, whose parents are going crazy with them and saying,
Babysitter.
not babysitter, but, you know,
To look at it, yes.
you know, to start like painting in your booth, like if you were to suggest just kids to come in and paint during Village Fest, I think that would draw a lot of attention towards you also.
Absolutely, and I do have some displays where there's easels where they can
I think
go
that would
and
be
paint
great.
that's in there.
Or try it and see
Yes.
Yeah.
if it's their thing or.
Mhm. And I have a lot of examples too as well, so they can see the different levels, because you don't want to scare off somebody who
Right.
is just beginning.
Yeah.
But to instruct them and just say, hey, it's okay, this is how you do it,
And how much is each kit?
each kid is 1 for 20, 2 for 30.
2 for 30, all right.
Wow.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Lovely.
You'll see the booth.
That's my magic spot.
I can see this as a really good gift. People are gonna pick it up and give it to their kids or their
Yes.
teens, and it's all
Yes.
completely together, everything you need. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it is.
Adults as
Not
well.
only
with
adults
Palm Springs
as well.
motifs, yeah,
Exactly.
100%.
It's
And I-
50-50.
And I think if you did more Palm Springs oriented kinds of things, you have one that's like a mid-century modern
That's the
and
cats, yeah.
with cats, and then the Palm Springs one. I think those will go over even bigger.
I saw some cars and some other things that I was thinking of doing in like the tramway and
Oh, yeah.
the windmills and such.
Maryland.
So that would be an excellent idea, but I just drew this one up today, so I wanted to bring something that would be kind of fun, because it reminded me of the spa.
Antonio?
Now, I know that kids are probably your target market, but I can promise you adults.
Oh, yeah.
Palm
It's
Springs things,
50-50.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Especially
so-
Palm Springs, stuff like that, paint parties.
So and I do corporate ones, so I am actually doing one for the association for, where the homes are, and there's like.
Oh, you
homeowners.
mean like one of the neighborhoods?
No, HOA.
Yes,
Okay.
the HOA
Like
association.
YPS or,
So we're doing team building.
Yeah, I want a card for that.
Yeah, and this
Great.
is actually the card, but choose what you guys would like. This is really fun to do. I love the idea of somebody liking something in all different categories, but
I think if you did the Maryland statue, you would sell out.
oh, yes,
You
Can you see
absolutely
some of the
would
colors on
sell
it?
out.
for sure.
American color.
And the Bank of America building.
Oh, the Bank of
and
America.
the Chase building. I have two questions.
yes.
One of them is, about the paint itself. Is the paint non-toxic?
Non-toxic acrylic paint, and it
Okay.
is Liquitex, it is Grumbucker, it is heavy bodied paint.
I'm
It
just
is-
asking because if you're going to allow children at easels to do it, that's what sure. The other question is, David asked you a question. He said, so if I have 3 kids and I buy 3 of these, they might all do them different. So are you repeating the designs, or are they just similar, or do you have like 4 of the same one or anything like that?
So if I were to do 4 of these,
Yeah,
I would draw this 4 times, but they look slightly different.
Yeah.
okay, that's what I was wondering, yeah.
Cause there's some of them like the piggies, people love piggies.
Yeah.
Now, ramen noodle, I do that like 2 or 3 times a week,
Yeah.
because, you know, it's by popular demand, so
Yes. How long does it take you to do one of these?
15 minutes.
Wow. I thought it would be mass produced. I mean, couldn't she have? I
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
original art, so she could,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we were just, so because we say it's 75%, you have to do the work, but since you've done the work and we have other vendors that
Yeah.
take their work and mass produce it onto, so you could probably save yourself a little bit of time and actually.
And then have identical pieces.
Yeah.
We should be encouraging that. The whole idea that this is an art and craft fair,
Right.
the individual
Thank you,
stuff,
Dave.
why are we turning this into a manufacturing?
We wanted to sell more.
I think it's a great.
Then you ask her to make you 10 and we'll be very.
I believe we're ready for a motion.
I make a motion that we, allow Sarah into Village Fest.
I'll second that. Oh. Antonio's got it.
Antonio seconded. Let us
Okay.
vote. David,
Yes, absolutely.
Antonio,
Yes.
Celia,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Yes,
congratulations.
Yeah.
Very unique
Yeah,
concept.
take what you guys want.
I didn't see the N here.
That is the end.
It's kind of looking like an M.
No, it looks kind of odd, but if you look at
it's
for the Palm Springs,
Yeah.
yeah, in the vintage, it has the end that looks unusual, huh?
It's like a capital N.
No, it looks odd, like.
I want the burger.
I'll take the Palm Springs.
Of course you will. I'm gonna see if it gets to you.
Yeah,
I got
let's see.
that.
The flamingo,
Hey.
the flamingo's cute. Okay, there's some,
Take this.
there's a
Yeah,
cat,
don't let it get done there. He's buying everything.
we got a dragon,
Cats, I like the cat.
the cats and the,
Oh,
The cat,
isn't that cute?
the mid-century.
I hate
modern cat,
cats,
that
but-
one.
I'm taking that,
I want a
just
burger.
because I didn't want to.
You took it? What?
No, I did the Palm Springs.
Of course you did.
I didn't, if somebody else wants it, they can have it.
Okay, we got a beach, a dragon, piggies.
Piggies.
Oh, there's a bird.
Mine.
Oh,
I'm good.
Ramen bowl.
Which one are you getting?
Oh my God, I'm bringing this stuff to work and saying, we need team building,
Thank you,
everybody.
Sarah.
Well,
We-
I'm
we
actually
need to
thinking
move on.
about
Thank
the
you, thank you,
volunteer event for team building.
thank you.
How beautiful is this?
Yes.
Definitely more Palm Springsy stuff.
Very
more
good work.
pools, more windmills and Maryland. Oh my God.
Flamingos, does anybody need any business cards?
Yes,
I'll take
please.
one.
Lori Rhodes and David Reed, you are up next.
I understand why you were last, but you learned a lot. Thank you for sharing everything. I'm Lori Rhodes
Hi, Lori.
and,
Hi, Dan.
we're new full-time residents to the whole area.
Well,
We
welcome.
built in, Palm Desert. And, we absolutely love the arts. And so we're new to the area and we're new to our art. That's our business name. And, last year we had 2 children that got married. We're, a grandparent with our first grandson and our second one's on the way. They all reside in California and they have been out here. They haven't come back from Minnesota originally. So we're full-time residents here and we're new to our art. We went into the office and met Jasmine on Tuesday, it was January 2nd. And she had said that we could have this great opportunity. We love your art fair. The festival is fabulous. It's very inspiring to be around. So we said, let's go, green light, and came back and he started painting. And he can explain a little bit about what you do.
I paint.
I'm an artist.
Well, it's been a long time coming.
These are.
She would ask me to make a card for a friend for a birthday party or a birthday or something, and I make one real quick and the person usually really liked them, and some of our friends have framed some of the cards I've made. And she kept on saying, you know, you really should do this, you really should do this. And we're in Minnesota, we're in the St. Paul, Minneapolis area, and they do have a nice art community there. But it's very seasonal with the weather and whatnot. And I was like, you know, I really don't see it happening. And when we moved down here, she's very into looking for things to do and whatnot, and the VillageFest came up really quickly. And we've been there numerous times. And we both have talked and said, you know, this could be a place where we could do this.
We felt inspired there just by the participants and the energy and,
Just the community there and
yeah. And then it was Valentine's Day and I kind of let him do whatever he wanted to do. And so he did parts, obviously. And then he went and presented them to you, I think, last Thursday. And you said you'd do anything else. So then you whipped up some other things here, the
We have to
clover.
get you in there before February 14th.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yes.
Well, obviously, we
We have
kind of,
every day here.
yeah. So, and then he did these
Good for
larger
love.
pieces since we saw you on Thursday, along with the clover and the birthday cake.
Yeah.
So it's just, we had another business that we still have. It's an appraisal company, so it's more left brain. We do residential real estate appraisals, and that's what we've been doing since the 80s.
so the name of that company is Our Appraisal Company, because both our last names start with R and it's our company. So this company is Our Art is our
Nice,
name. and
nice.
it's our-
We work really well together. We have different, obviously, he's very creative. I'm more business oriented, so it matches. One of the biggest reasons that we chose Village Fest is we really love supporting the local arts. And in our travels, we've also felt very connected more with the artists on basically a deeper soulful level. We want to get more involved in this area. And I'm not sure through volunteering or supporting other local artists. It's just a big passion of ours, to be just honest with you.
Yeah.
And I will also say we had a busy family life with kids and raising them and a business, and there was free time and spare moments. We have free time now that we get to contribute. And we just really want to do it, but we do want to get connected. And I was telling Dave this way, I think just from listening to all of you tonight and sharing with everybody what I could hear, you have a lot of great ideas. And so, and it sounds like you're willing to help everybody in the community, and I really like that. And we're all about sharing and connecting. And we do want to be part of a community, and we just thought Village Fest from energizing, like I said, it was fun. The atmosphere was great. There was the music. There was the arts there, and I heard it was all one of a kind, but I think tonight someone said 75% of the artwork has to be
Original.
original. Okay, so either way, but I think just everything we've heard has been inspiring.
Just to clarify that, every item has to be at least 75% handmade. So in other words, you can't have 3 things you make and then 1 thing that you buy manufactured and sell, right?
Yeah, no,
That's
these
not-
are all-
That's not,
Okay,
that's how 75%.
okay, got it.
The other little angle that we're doing with these cards is these are stuck with that little glue stuff that you can peel off really easy. So
All of
it's
the
sort
cards
a-
are.
It's a gift within a gift. So you
Yeah.
buy a card and the person can take this off. and
Yeah.
Do what they want, if they want to frame it, they want to put
Yeah.
it in their fridge,
Yeah.
they want to do something like that, so.
Oh, so the front of the part.
The front
So-
of the card
That's
pops
cool.
off.
So it's sort of like a gift within a gift, and that's what we were noticing,
Like
that
a sticker?
Oh, so you could frame it
you could
afterwards.
frame it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I see.
to be really honest with all the people that we've given away as cards or gifts they have, we see them in their homes and they're like, when are you gonna start doing more of this? And they've had them framed. So that's why we thought, let's just sticker them on and people can pull them off. Our
5
daughters, huh?
That was 5 minutes.
All right,
Okay,
time's up.
great.
No, no. I mean, we are kind of already asking
Are
questions, so.
those, you sell those like that? Are they framed? Is that the size you sell?
That's the size they are right now. We don't sell them framed.
Okay.
Not yet, but we're open for feedback. I heard
There's a penguin
IKEA.
lady that has some good
I
ideas
heard
about
IKEA
framing.
was good. I took that note.
Have you thought about doing any kind of desert foliage like?
After tonight I did, yeah, right away. I heard, yeah.
What about seasonal? I mean, I saw, this is beautiful for St. Patrick, somebody
Right.
super Irish, Valentine's Day, but.
Yep.
Birthdays.
Anything, we're open.
Well, the birthday cake right there.
Yeah,
It will, one, but no, we're open. That's why,
No.
I mean, that's what I didn't really realize we were presenting. I thought we gave the stuff, we're just gonna be like here, yes or no, but I loved hearing what each and every one of you had to say. That's what we were looking for, and to also, kind of commingle with other artists and just share. Because
Yes.
that's what it's about for us. Right now, at this point in our life, we're about sharing and wanting to contribute and be involved.
Beautiful.
Let me ask you a question. You were asked about framing that.
Totally open.
What we're approving tonight is what's in front of us.
Right.
Right.
If you want to frame them, we need to add that tonight, otherwise you
Oh.
would have to come back to us.
Oh, okay.
And rejury.
All right, well, if we're approved, I'd love to be able to add the option of framing, but do we have to have them on the very first night framed?
You don't,
No,
I think,
no,
I
but you
think they're gonna
can.
show
But you
better
can.
if you've got a
It would-
couple that
yeah.
are framed.
Okay, so
Because
the
I think
big,
if you have them standing up, if they're just a box that people rifle through,
Mhm.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna show as well as having it in a frame.
can you grab the wood piece? We had it, just to show our, the wood piece, just so we can show her what we, because these guys know,
Mhm.
I can tell you, you're experts on this. Yeah, no, I can, just from what, well,
We do it twice a month.
no, we just kind of just did these since last Thursday, so.
You don't even have to make your own frames. I mean,
No.
Oh,
she gets her frames from IKEA, so.
I think you can buy them in
You
bulk
can buy 'em
together
like-
and get a bigger discount.
Exactly, yes.
So we had a wood maker that custom made it, like a
So
ton
that
of these
would-
for us.
That would be to display them.
Mhm.
Well,
That's still
for right,
not gonna
we were just
stand
gonna do
up.
Yeah, those
cards,
aren't gonna
yeah,
stand up.
No,
We've
just
got a
the
back
card
for
will-
it,
yeah.
but yeah.
right, so we just did these since Thursday, but I'm open for everything.
I just think if you frame a couple of them, just as an example.
Just a couple.
To sell the frame ones if you're not ready to do that, but just to let people see what they can do with them.
No, I'm totally open for that.
Or if you have another way to display them so they're very visible, if you were to hang them, or something, like any other idea that you have put them together, it doesn't have to be a frame. A frame is a great idea, and that's the logical idea, but there's a lot of things you can do.
And the question,
Put them
so
on
they are
poster
serial,
boards, you can-
is each one serial because it's original?
Well-
Those are copied or reproduced,
Copy, gotcha.
yeah, but it's just, when I was doing, it, I was like, okay, I gotta be able to keep track of these. somehow.
There's an inventory,
So it's
it's an
starting
inventory thing, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's an inventory number, it's not a number in a series.
correct, it's an.
No,
inventory.
they're all just, oh,
So
well.
all the
it's-
ones
oh,
would look like this because
Yeah.
it's one, same
Yeah.
color, same
They're not.
shape.
Oh,
I don't know the
Not
language,
serial.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm saying,
Yes,
It's not a serial,
Because-
it's just a number.
I
like
think
a
he's got them
UPC.
zero through.
Okay.
So are you having these printed?
yes,
In other
These-
words, you draw the original.
I paint it, do it all.
We have all the
put all that,
originals.
And then take it and then get it reproduced.
But we got them on a really nice piece of paper.
yeah, that's fine.
But we know, there are.
No, I'm just wondering why they wouldn't do it as numbered prints then. If
Yeah,
you're doing
right,
that.
yeah.
Well, he kind of just.
Do a
this
series of
has all
300,
happened in
start
like
numbering
2
them,
weeks,
it just
and
makes them seem like more.
So when he
Oh,
said,
okay.
I think I should put the name, are you gonna put our art? And all of a sudden he sent this to me and he had his initials on it, and I'm like, I don't care. But then he added the numbers and I said, well, if you have all of them numbered, like I said, they're all 001 through 00. Or whatever, 23 is the
Yeah,
highest one.
I think if you had, like you sign them, I think that'd be a great idea, because people would feel it's more a
These are-
valuable piece for them to keep, or
These are
even if they
signed.
give, I think all of them, though, your cards too, if you sign them, they could be.
When I first started, I was a little bit skeptical on putting it too big.
It's
And
very
so my
humble.
initials are in there, but they're a little hard to see.
You can't see them, they're all, but I'd love to, if you choose us to be a part of the Village Fest. I would love it if we could meet again. I don't know if you're open to that, but we don't know this area that well. We closed on our home December of last year and shut down Minnesota, 2022. Yeah.
Have you been to a Village Fest?
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
many
that's why
times.
we're inspired by it,
Okay.
because of the energy and
Mhm.
I like the diversity. There's everything I like, it's very inspiring to us.
There is a lot of artwork on the street.
Yeah,
So you really need to think about differentiating yourself.
Okay,
And displaying, as someone said earlier, your art so that you attract people.
With the right
Um,
lighting.
right.
yeah, we
Be-
sent that all in.
Because there's a lot of sensory overload going on. And your art is beautiful, but it is soft in color and it is not big. So you really need to think about how you're going to present this to people who are walking by.
You want to draw them to the booth.
Yeah.
Once they
Yeah.
get to the booth and they see your stuff, even if the rest of them are all stacked in a box.
Yeah.
But you have to draw them to the booth.
And one thing I wanted to say, I work at the Palm Springs Museum store and we sell a lot of cards. The cards that fly out are the ones that are iconic to the valley. So pictures of
Mm.
cactuses or, iconic images of things that are in and around Palm Springs, those sell out
Yes,
right away.
Okay.
So I would encourage you to add
That's
some of that.
great. No, I appreciate that. For
Again,
sure.
because your audience is predominantly tourists.
Exactly.
So you're marketing to people who are here visiting and wanna
Take a piece
remember
of
the
Palm
Palm
Springs.
Springs experience.
Yeah, sure.
Take
Take a
it
little
home with
piece of
them.
palm. Springs.
Okay, well, he can do that.
Good. Any other questions?
Yeah,
No.
no, that's not a
Beautiful,
problem.
beautiful work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
you.
So you like the
Quality.
numbers though? Yeah, and the numbers.
I don't mind the numbers on the cards. I think numbers on the cards make sense from an inventory standpoint, in case somebody wants more of them or something, right?
Right.
That makes sense. I think the prints personally, if I was doing them and having them reproduced, I would sketch my signature on each one of the reproductions and I would number them.
Yeah.
And number.
One out of 200,
One
and
of 200.
then after you reach the number, there's no more. Now you can start them out as an artist proof, which is the first one's AP, right? So that's how prints work, you know.
Well, and serigraph, same thing.
So-
A limited number
Yeah.
of serigraphs in a series.
It increases the value.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people feel like they bring home a piece of art
Yes.
Yeah,
that they could talk about. And if you have a little card that's something about how you started doing art or your favorite picture and says where you're from, like anything like that, stick it on the back.
Yeah.
do you have connections that you could give us, like who makes
I
a
would
good
create
card?
one of these.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Business
Can I
cards.
have that one?
I'm using this one.
QR code. It's
I
just-
know,
Yeah, just a QR code.
And just stick it
If
in
you
the.
want-
Doesn't have it.
in the
If you go
plastic.
online and type
Here,
free
here,
QR
here,
code,
here.
you can put any information in it you want and then you can reproduce it.
okay,
Yeah.
Here you are.
Any other questions? I think we're ready for a motion.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you. Let us vote. Mitchell?
Yes.
Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Celia?
Yes.
Antonio?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Beautiful.
thanks so much.
Welcome
I
to the
feel
Village
honored.
Fest family.
Yeah,
We'll see you on the street.
can we still like get in touch with you?
We actually, we don't all do it every week. I'm probably one of the worst about it, because I don't go often enough, but we're there periodically, and we do stop by and see, and we'll say, how are you doing, and talk to you. I mean, we try to-
Some of your faces.
Yes.
And,
On the Village Fest.
well, I introduce myself when I go to the booth, and I'll say, oh, I remember you, we just toured you last month. Or you can always reach out to Faith if you'd like to chat with us as well, it would be fun.
Or as somebody mentioned earlier, there is this new business development department or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Well, we don't know, yeah,
Oh.
we're looking
We're not
into
sure.
whether or not they'll extend it out to our vendors.
Sorry.
But,
I've heard
we're,
of something.
yeah, we're
What about
happy
new
to
residents?
chat as well.
New residents?
Is it just the two of you?
Yeah, in here, our kids are in Los Alamitos and Ventura
Oh.
with their spouses but
Good.
you get to pick a card.
I know what I'm taking.
Oh, the card. So
I
here,
have one
Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I think there's some double ones too.
Oh, the orange
Pick whatever you want.
Okay.
Some more,
Orange heart.
some more rainbows.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
only thing you-
huge here.
I read of the blue card.
This one?
Yeah, if you put something like the rainbow flag on the heart.
The what?
The rainbow
Oh,
flag.
yeah.
on the heart.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. See, that's why I love.
10%,
really
not more,
great
is gay and lesbian in this town, so anything.
No, it's a great idea. Rainbow.
10%, no, it's like 50, isn't it?
He
My
can do
turn.
that.
We need to
No.
move our meeting along.
Okay, sorry.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Did
I'll
everybody
take
get
the
a
red
card?
one. Yeah.
There's some double
This
ones
one?
here.
Yeah, that one's great.
I'll take
Thank you.
whichever one you wanna give me, cause they are
So
lovely.
you can pick. You like,
No,
I
I
don't
like
like
them
them.
all.
You want a double or a
There's
single?
double.
Whatever.
I have to love myself more than
Uh,
anything.
Connecting with.
I ain't got nobody else.
But you can-
These are great.
No,
This one?
Oh,
Okay.
and everything.
You guys all got one? All right. Thanks.
Get one for your fiance, get a double.
I want a double. Which
There
double?
you go.
Can you get a double?
Thank you so much.
And.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, and this is beautiful stuff, I love your work.
Yeah.
Thank
nice
you.
work. And welcome to.
When you hire
Valley.
employees, we can help, I can help you.
Okay.
It'll be big.
This is your card, isn't it?
No, that's not.
I
I'll
don't
give
have
you
my-
my card.
Welcome.
I'm always.
And that's yours, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
We're going to move on
Perfect.
to unfinished business. Jasmine, anything to report on sustainability?
Yes, so I have not been able to nail down a time frame for the sustainability manager to come to present before you. But we have put together a tentative timeline to implement for our vendors. We're gonna kind of scale towards the end of our high season with 2 notifications and then into the summer, because we feel like it's a better time to transition people and then people returning for the fall season. And they're okay with that timeline. So that's tentative for now. I'm gonna keep this, I'd like to keep sustainability on here just as a standing, so I can provide updates when relevant, and maybe we might just move that to staff reports. But we have a tentative timeline implemented, but I still would like, the Director of Sustainability to come and present before the board.
Yeah.
So you're fully aware of, the requirements that we're putting before them, before the, vendors.
So just for clarity, we will require it,
Yes.
and we'll require it as of the summer.
Well, we're gonna give
Starting-
notifications.
I mean, it's gonna be a soft
Yes.
launch, I'm sure, yeah. but-
Yes, we're gonna give people at least 60 days to prepare, so we'll do a double notification 30 days apart. And then there'll be, the requirement will hit,
And who will be enforcing?
Faith and I.
So when you get to that point, if we're gonna start over the summer and then people that come back in the fall, then we're looking at them complying by the holidays, let's say, right?
No, people who are returning will have to comply at that point.
So
You
we'll be
cannot return-
notifying them before the end of this
Correct.
season. Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Mhm.
That's what I'm
Yes.
just trying to.
It'll just be part of Faith's standard, like when they give us notification that they're leaving, they will get the notification upon return. These will be requirements for, and that will be implemented when you return.
And since I'm kind of new, can you give me the quick notes on sustainability? What is that?
I will forward it to you because there are no
Thank you.
clip notes.
Okay.
It's a lot of reading.
Yeah, I haven't read anything on it, so I'd like to get it. Okay, thank
No
you.
styrofoam containers, no plastic bags.
So we're talking about
Nothing
food
bad.
And no
vendors.
plastic
And no
forks,
plastic bags
and no
either.
plastic
Yeah,
forks.
no,
no plastic straws, no, yeah.
So we're talking about food vendors mostly.
Yes.
That
yes,
is-
and bags.
And yeah,
That's
and all
bags.
vendors. who
All
supply
vendors who-
Bags. for-
Okay.
I have
all
a
right.
comment to
So the
make, but
farmer's market.
I'd like to say, you all are free to leave if you'd like to leave. You don't have to stay. This is all part of the business meeting now, so you're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mitch, you owe her money.
I know, I'm
No,
waiting. till
wait,
we're
wait,
done.
wait. Mitchell,
Okay.
we cannot do that here in the meeting.
All right, no, I said I do that. so-
Yeah, we cannot do that here in the meeting.
Outside, you can, it's an open meeting.
Yeah.
You can stay.
You're
Yeah.
welcome to stay, but you, yeah.
Yeah.
On sustainability, Jasmine, I'd like to say, I want to make sure that the vendors are offered assistance in the conversion, at least to the level that the city provided assistance to the street vendors. So
Mhm.
there's gonna have to be a conversion time, and this will be a hardship for some of the street vendors. So I
For sure.
just pass that on,
Yes.
that's gonna be one of my
Absolutely.
positions. Anything else on sustainability? No, good. Vendor review jury process. Cheryl was kind of leading that subcommittee. She's not here this evening. So does anybody have anything to add about that? Or will,
I'll just add that I
David.
thought tonight went really well, compared to.
we're
some
gonna
of the-
come to that. Can you hold that thought?
Sure.
Good.
That's because we only had 6 vendors.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Survey vendors and attendees. That was a topic that has come up, and I don't think we've moved in any direction on that, although I think we feel it's important. Does anybody have, do we keep this on the agenda? Do we assign a subcommittee to begin to work on this?
Well, I think that was part of what Cheryl was gonna do with getting maybe some of the high school students from that business class to
Okay.
get involved and maybe do,
Mhm.
um,
I thought this was more of David's too. He
Have
was
we reached out to the person? Remember the person that came before us?
the high school.
No, we have not, but I
I
would
thought
like
we were
to
going to, okay.
provide an update on the staff end on this one. So I did reach out to the Palm Springs Bureau of Tourism. They have a little bit of data that they just sent to me this morning. So I'm gonna cipher through that and then I'll forward it out to the chair and the vice chair for you to review. From the last survey they did, which was quite a while ago, and it was not necessarily surveying people in attendance, but maybe it might just give us a little bit of a head start, and they have some resources that we can look into. The director is currently out. She will be back next week, and she said she'll touch bases with me so that we can figure out how to do some surveying of vendors and what that looks like. But they're happy to be a resource to us, even if we need to hire out a company to help us facilitate that and or use the high school business group that came before you. But just provide us a little bit of guidance on what that should look like, and I know that's some of Cheryl's background as well, so she'll want to be involved in that conversation.
So we're looking for the vendors to give an opinion of Village Fest, or we're looking for the attendees?
I think it's I think it's a little bit
I
of
think
both.
it's
Yeah.
Well, but
Yeah.
they're two separate
Correct.
surveys
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah.
though.
Yes,
And the one, you do have email addresses for all the vendors,
Yeah.
so you could easily do, a survey by Constant Contact
For
or Survey Monkey or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there should be some sort of subcommittee that decides what are the actual
Exactly.
important questions on,
right,
on
yeah, and I
that.
think that's what Cheryl really wanted to dive into. She really wants to figure out what information we need in order to create wider marketing, in order to recruit more vendors, so I think that's kind of what she wants to kind of fine tune a bit.
I think it is important to talk to vendors and get their input,
Absolutely.
because when I
Yeah.
walk down there and I stop and talk to some of the vendors, they have comments,
Oh,
they
for
have
sure.
suggestions,
Oh,
they
they do.
have concerns, and I
Yeah.
think there needs to be a venue for us to be able to hear those
Absolutely,
comments.
absolutely.
And just a couple points and questions. One is, the data that was shared with us, is this pre-COVID data?
Yes,
It's probably irrelevant.
yes.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of that with surveys where they're just trashing all the data that was either during or pre-COVID, because
Mhm.
we're in a whole new family. Another thing is, I think when we do it, I think we want to be mindful to classify the information so we can glean from it appropriately. In other words, we should be surveying all the vendors, but some of them are active vendors and some are vendors who are approved but not active, right? And I think there's different opinions from them, and I think we would look at that data differently. So let's make sure that we categorize it enough so the data is useful, as opposed to, and I guess I'm kind of reacting to all of our categories and subcategories from before.
We're gonna talk
They-
about that tonight.
Yeah, because there was a lot of it, but it wasn't 100% useful because we sort of had to sift through it more and then make assumptions. So, yeah, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
And I would love to see us do it with the high school. I think it's way more of a community feel. I think it's great that we have, that the chamber or an outside agency to tap on for expertise, but I think as far as the mechanics go, I would like to see it as more of a community effort.
And the high
They
school
can run
could,
it.
yeah, the high school could also make it a project.
Mhm.
So that's what this is.
Yeah.
Came in and talked to us about
Yeah,
this.
part of their,
The
yeah.
company can facilitate and they can execute.
And with our
Right.
community, we could probably just put, consider putting up big QR codes that people could just snap. How did you like Village Fest? And they could go on at their leisure and answer those
You're
questions.
assuming everybody would do that.
No, well, we
I love when we
can,
say that, 'cause I have to be honest, I'm not an old fart, and there's no way that I do that. I think that's like, I don't wanna be a millennial, sorry.
I
No
will
offense
take,
to millennials.
I will take the action point to
Yeah,
reach
but-
out to
yeah.
Cheryl
Okay,
and try to put some structure
Great,
around
great,
this.
and maybe
to
a
come-
committee, get a committee.
Exactly, see, and to come back to the board at our next meeting and begin to put a plan in place to move this forward.
Well,
If everybody agrees that that's
Yeah.
an appropriate course of
I think
action.
Correct, yes, I think it would be great if before our next meeting, if it's possible for that subcommittee to actually know, because we don't actually have a subcommittee. So it actually has to be at our next meeting, subcommittees determined.
Yes.
Yes,
I think we do.
there
I
was,
think there
It was
is.
with Cheryl.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go back and look at the minutes. If
Yeah.
we have a subcommittee already formed, they can meet and have a deeper discussion about this and then present at this board meeting, which would be ideal.
I think it is,
I-
because we all met the.
We
three of
met
us
the
already.
first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it was, it's silly
I
myself.
do
I'm not sure.
remember that we had put a committee together, so that's what we need to do.
Okay.
Well, I'll
If we could
communicate
have
with
them
everybody.
meet,
Yeah.
then they can start presenting at this meeting and we could put something into action, which would be nice.
Okay.
We need to do.
Yes.
Any new business?
No. Well, this has come up in new business a few times, but it's not on here, and I'd like to see it on here so we don't lose it. We were still waiting well, not waiting, we were pursuing to try to change the time of the meeting. That ever happened?
I think Jasmine,
Let's talk about it during meeting protocols.
Okay, yeah, okay. And where's meeting protocol?
on the next page.
I didn't see that, sorry.
I did have a couple pieces of new business. Just because it's not on the agenda, I don't know where to put it. So I was wondering how the new street closure time was coming and if that's something that we could talk about, because now it's closed earlier.
It
And
is.
I don't. I don't get hardly any complaints
Well, from a-
until somebody forgot and
Right.
got their car towed. So,
So from a logistical point of view, it's working very well. We changed the closing time, 30 minutes earlier in order to facilitate cars getting towed off the street in a safer manner. So from our point of view, from a safety point of view, it's been working very well. Far less cars are getting, towed as well. Mhm.
yeah, the sign says 4, but they don't actually tow till 4:30 is
Right.
is what I get out of that. And, will it be staying, will that signage be staying through the summer? This is not something you have to discuss right now. These are just questions that I didn't, call your cell in the middle of the night for when I thought of it.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, and I'm gonna follow back up on that one because I have not approached that with Seth yet. So I'll bring that up.
I'm not sure if this would go under the marketing or if somebody's reporting on this, but just it would be grand if we could have people's social media along
We're
with
gonna come up
the website. Okay, they're gonna talk about it, never mind. Done.
Any other new business? No. Okay, reports and requests, anything public? Seeing none, any board comments on reports or requests? Seeing none, Joy, Main Street comments?
Things seem to be good over the past 2 weeks, like no sort of issues at all. Anything that there is, I go to staff, we take care of. And there hasn't even really been any, so we appreciate it, appreciate the vendors' kindness and, as well, so that we could work together as a team. Cause that's the whole thing. I mean, we're roommates 52 times a year. And, 51, yeah, so glad to, work with so many people. Thank you.
Very good. Recruitment and retention, you will indulge me. We have some data to share with the group.
Those data.
Did I pass around enough?
Yeah,
Okay. There's several things here. What I'd like you to look at is the first, listing of all the vendors that are current as of the data Faith sent me last week. The vendor categories are the categories as defined in our handbook. And to Dan's point, the primary product types we're using here are the ones that we agreed upon at the meeting at Chris's. And said that we would begin to use. So in some cases, this doesn't agree with Faith's database, but I've gone in and tried to make them fit. So you can see that right here, there's 215 vendors that are active.
When you say active, are they on the street or they're just,
Well,
to be on the street?
I don't know, and
Okay.
if you go to page
Oh, okay.
4 of 5, you'll see a subheading that said vendors on last data review. So I bumped this up against the last time we looked at the data, which was August 15th. And the vendors on pages 4, 5, and 6 are not included in this cut of the data, the current one. I'm not sure what that means, if they're no longer there or if they're not active but there's about 50 vendors that apparently are no longer active. Faith, can you speak to that, what that means?
Yes, I was looking at your list and there are a few, they come in periodically.
Yeah.
So they're not there all the time.
So they would not be on the active list.
I do try to keep them there, but if it's been a while since I have not heard from them, then I will take them off. And then if they call me and then say they want to come back, sometimes it'll be like 5 months, it'll be 6 months later. They want to come back for just do one show. Like the gourmet grater guy. I haven't seen him since the summer. He called and he came like once in December, and then I haven't heard from him again. So that's the reason that sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. And there is a few musicians that are here sometimes and some they're not. Same with the other one. So that's why they kind of pop on and off.
So
Same
as you
with-
take this
wait,
home,
hold
and
on.
go ahead, Dan.
Same with like Trevor Wayne, Velvet Steamroller, these were
So
active
they-
vendors very recently.
Yeah.
They dropped out.
Oh, they have dropped
Yeah.
out. Oh, so somebody, okay, gotcha, all right.
So as you take this home and review it, David, I know, I'll get to you in a minute. That list of people who were active in August but are not active now we need to maybe put some fence posts around that and define that a little bit better, so we really know who are live vendors, whether they're there every week or not. David?
I was probably the one that brought it up, using those words because they're part of my everyday language in human resources, retention and recruitment. And I recall the reason I wanted to do some type of a survey or some type of a exit survey, if you will. Why do people leave, or why do they just stop showing up? And is there anything that we can provide, or a Chamber of Commerce can provide, or DBA, or any other group that might? I just saw so many people tonight, and thank you both clients for staying with us. They asked for ideas. They wanted to, they're new to town and they want to know what sells. We're telling them cactuses, pools, margaritas, whatever. Maryland, exactly, windmills. I think I know the reason I brought it up is because somebody from my church went through the audition process, photographs or something. And I talked to her a couple weeks afterwards. I said, I haven't seen you out there. She goes, I kind of got scared. And she just never showed up. She paid the money. She got approved by us, but never went through with it. And I just wondered if that's happening enough that we could address it.
Apparently it is, because that list of what we don't know is going on, there's some questions that need to be asked.
What
in my
about
mind.
something like a mentoring committee? You know, we do that in the museum, where if you come in as a new volunteer, there's somebody that reaches out to you that mentors you, like the first month, the first 3 months, like, how are you doing? What questions do you have? And if we had people that on the board that could do that, maybe we get more answers. I
How
know
many vendors do we have? Ish.
new, and I'm
215
talking about
on this
new
list.
ones. I'm not talking about
Okay.
all the old ones. I'm talking about new vendors.
But even the new one, even the old ones may want to enhance their profitability or their exposure or their opportunity to network with other artists or food people or whatnot. Just my thoughts.
Could it be as simple as we include in our meeting another agenda item for current vendors that are looking for guidance we could call that our mentoring, and they could come in before us and we could have
Or
that conversation.
we could do a Saturday workshop or a Sunday workshop where we bring in a couple of speakers to talk about marketing, promotion.
Yep.
The digital language that people love and hate.
I think those are great points, and we have an agenda item, recruitment and retention. Let's put something behind that.
Yeah.
Let somebody raise your hand and say, I'll put some ideas down on a piece of paper that we can begin to take a look at. And that's where we have to go. David, does that mean?
I'll do half of it. I'll do the retention portion of it. I'd want to find out, why are people leaving? Is there anything that we could have done to prevent them from leaving or helped them become more prosperous? Did they come into it with no goals, or goals that are completely changed now? Maybe they lost interest.
I'd be interested in working with you on that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. Very good. So
Somebody write their names down.
I got it. Right here.
Jim.
So at our next meeting, maybe we can start to put some meat to this and what we want to do and begin to understand why people are leaving. Okay.
But the recruitment piece, I think we all are a part of that. We go to different festivals. We're aware of, who our competitions might be. And, we always try and encourage us to go to attend. La Quinta is doing something this month, aren't they, or next month?
Yeah, they've done a couple.
So
Actually, that's how this came onto the agenda in the first place, is that we were trying to fill the street.
yeah,
Post-COVID.
right.
We had lost a number of vendors because some of them went off and did something else to make money and decided on that as their business model, right? So that was part of it. And there was also the food vendors. We had not much of a food court at one time. So we were trying to enhance that as well and up our game there. And that's how this actually started. And then we started using this category because we started talking about, well, who are the vendors? And that's how we started with the categories. So recruitment retention is a little bit of a misnomer for what we've been doing, but bringing it full circle and on track, that's a good idea to do, but the recruitment piece was really the piece.
Yes.
Of this.
Yeah.
It was, let's fill the street, and by the way, how do we make sure we keep them? That's really what it was.
Yeah.
And it was understanding who we had as vendors and what category they fit in to begin
That's how
to
that
build
started. We
an
said, well, let's see
understanding of
we
what,
have. Yeah,
what it is we're trying to manage.
because we said, if we're gonna start recruiting, what do we wanna recruit? Not just vendors of any flavor.
What are we missing?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do we need more? Yeah.
Yeah.
The next sheet in your packet is a pivot table of the 6-page document before that, that gives you a breakdown by category, by vendor category, and then primary product types, so you can see how many are in each category. And I said 215, it's 213 is the total on this list. And then the accompanying slides, mine are pink, yours are nicer color.
He was just being himself.
Gives you a visual of what it looks like and what we're doing, and you can see clearly that it is a food service, general vendor, farmer's market event.
I'll tell you the thing, I'm surprised at. We only have 5 downtown merchants, and there was a time when we were getting a lot more, and they were very anxious to do it. I don't think it's a bad thing or a good thing. I just.
You were never really getting more. Everybody was just afraid that the vendors would take over, but it takes a certain person to really be able to come out with a booth and be outside, and it's a different person. Some merchants can do it, but I knew that it would not be as popular, but darn it, we deserve to be invited to join the party here.
of course.
So that was the big thing, was we just want to be invited.
Well, no one's ever not invited the vendors, I mean, the merchants,
Oh,
right?
no, we used to not be allowed to be in
But
it.
how long ago was that? Not since,
When Ginny Pope was on city council.
Oh,
okay,
that's a
well,
long
not
time.
since I've been on the board. Wow.
She's
Not
the
since I've
one
been
that
living
changed the
here.
rules
Yeah.
for the merchants.
Yeah, well,
And the
So I
money.
think by now they
Yeah.
know,
It's-
especially with your push, Faith,
Right.
I mean, Joy, that.
Faith and joy,
I know.
faith and joy.
I love
and,
it.
Yeah.
And peace.
Yeah.
I will be happy to speak to that
You're
in the
right.
meetings, if
Peace,
that
joy,
will,
happiness.
if that will bring value. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I knew there would be a lot of applicants. it was never even discussed previous to that.
But
Like, it
at
was
the
a fight.
downtown board meetings, do the merchants hear that it's profitable? You've said you make more in your Thursday nights than you do the
In
whole
the
day.
day, yeah,
So they hear that from you, and they hear that from other merchants, correct?
correct.
So
I-
how's the bulk program going? Is that
well,
happening?
I think that one of the problems right now is staffing. So that brings people into a
Yeah.
whole other shift, right? Now you're into like having to pay overtime, or, it just is a complicated thing. I mean.
Bulk
we have
program
two
is
shifts.
businesses open late on Thursdays. We're trying to encourage the store owners to stay open during VillageFest to make it a whole, sorry, go ahead.
So, I put it in the newsletter every month, and, it'll pick up again.
You're gonna be doing the signs and all that, or I know you
well, we
talked
will.
about like kind of.
We don't have the
revitalizing it.
signs.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
not starting yet.
It's confusing to me if you're interested in sales and marketing, that on one night of the week, you have more people walking by your storefront than you probably have the entire rest of the week.
Yeah.
Why you're not grabbing that?
I don't
I
understand
don't
the lunch only restaurants here either, but that's the way in Palm Springs.
Or the
people are
dinner
working.
only restaurants. I mean, those are shocking.
Dinner only I get, because it's a higher profit, but
Well,
lunch only, like Tyler, where is Tyler's open?
Yeah. I agree.
Like I never see. Never even.
I ate there once, twice in 7 years. Because of that, because I'm not a person that goes out to lunch. Like, go out to dinner all the time, like, probably 2-3 times a week. Yeah.
Well, now you have data to study.
That
So
was excellent.
take home
Is that
and,
you that did that one?
Yes.
and take a
Thank
look
you. Thank you,
and,
Greg. Well done.
I haven't seen a good pivot table in a long time.
Oh.
All right.
you know,
Sounds good.
You want a pink version?
since I've retired, the story is I had to stop and think, how do I do this?
Think back.
Suddenly going back out into the dust. Thank you. So anyway.
Thank you for putting that together. Royce.
Yeah.
This is the pivot table.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yes.
David, meeting protocols. You started to bring that up and now that's on the
Again,
agenda.
I just wanted to say, I think it was helpful tonight to have your welcome and your direction and your guidance. The timing seemed to be working fine. We didn't interrupt. I don't think we did too much speaking over. We get excited sometimes and that happens, but I thought it was a very good meeting.
Yes, I agree.
I do too. I thought it was great. And I want to keep the enthusiasm and the vigor and the engagement, but it was nice tonight that it was, we could all.
You came on a
hear-
good night.
We could all hear what was going on. So
I have to say that the general vendor category, I'm very pleased with the breakdown.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
because the majority, the highest percentage is fine art.
Mhm.
Which is really how we want, and I think we have a good variety now,
Mhm.
and I think we're pretty well populated. now.
jewelry,
yeah,
look at
jewelry.
jewelry.
Heavy on jewelry.
Mhm.
But that's what sells, so I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't
maybe.
bother me so much. There's a lot of different kinds, but yeah.
I would like to update you and then let people talk. Last week, Joy and Antonio and I met to talk about social media and how we might increase our presence on social media. Would either one of you like to speak to that and fill in the group about something, Antonio, Joy?
No, you can start.
Well, it was a great meeting. First of all, we talked about.
Where
a
was
lot
it? What'd you eat? Who
of-
drank?
We didn't drink.
What you wear?
Sorry, we get a little giddy.
For lunch. Golly. But, so we met and we, under the bigger category of marketing, so I guess that's why it's on the agenda. We discussed, the social media. So, we do have access to the, Instagram, PS Village Fest. And then, there's also the Facebook page that's Palm Springs Village Fest. And, so we're just trying to figure out what exactly to do with these pages. What we really need is some good collateral material, maybe some fresh pictures. Maybe somebody that's really awesome like Chad Van Horn could do some videos or allow us the use of his video. I don't know if you saw on Instagram, but he did such a cool video, a time lapse of the street, and then everybody's all setting up. And then the end product, it's stunning. It's really quite lovely. He does, it's drone footage, very, very cool. So I think that there's a lot of things we could do with it. One of the things that I did bring up in the meeting, can I say it now?
Sure.
Okay, was if
You'd
Where
have to.
I-
If he said no, we're all.
what he wanted to say.
Okay.
On the application, and it seemed like it took a little while to get them to get the addition of the website. Of people's websites on the application, but maybe you could do the same for people's Facebook and Instagram and maybe even other social media. Because one of the things is I'm trying to share information on that Palm Springs Village Fest Instagram, but I don't actually know if these people are vendors.
Or just tagging.
So, yeah, so if they've tagged us, so I try to look, I'm pretty sure that they are, because I think that we should like stick with that in city stuff only. And so it would be very helpful if we could get that kind of information from the vendor.
And just a
Chris
little bit
used
more
to
nitty
also-
gritty on it.
Yeah.
There are eyes on the Instagram accounts, which translate over into likes and eyes on Facebook. So just in the last month, we've increased our account reach by almost 24%. We've had 372 accounts engaged in the last 30 days, which is
Wow.
up 44%.
That's great.
And we increased our followers by about 5%. So I mean, just posting
That's
even sporadically or maybe not with a good cadence, we're still picking up followers and having eyes on the Instagram account, which is good. And that's gonna be probably our primary source of exposure, especially for a newer demographic, or just an expanded demographic.
Don't get upset if it goes down, because we're in high season now, of course it's gonna go up, we have a lot more visitors in town. In the summer, it will typically go down because there's not as many visitors. They're looking at Vegas and other places that they're going at that point.
Yeah, engagement, but the follower account, usually once you
That's
follow
very
it, they
cool.
stay, which would be nice. And we have a business account, so we can have a dashboard to keep track of it on a probably 30, 60, 90-day basis. So.
Is anyone taking photos? Chris used to walk every week and he used to take photos.
If somebody takes a picture at Village Fest and tags us in it,
Yeah.
I share it.
Then you can grab it.
And
yeah,
then
because
we
that's all.
put on the bio for us that if you tag us, we'll share your pictures, because
great.
we're, and some people really that are vendors, I know
consistent.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they, even during the week, because I look
Mhm.
at it every day, so during the week, I'll share it, and they're saying, oh, come see us on Thursday. I mean, it's good for us,
Yeah.
right? So
What if we
anyways.
did something like a vendor highlight, like each week we highlighted a
We've been
vendor?
talking about this, that's
Yeah.
what Carl wants to do.
Yeah,
Or
I
new
think,
vendors.
or new vendors, welcome our new vendors. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's pretty simple that we can do.
Valentine's Day cards, we talked about that.
One last piece of the marketing, just so everybody's aware. I had a homework assignment from our meeting, some questions that we came up with. Jasmine and I met on how we can better collaborate with the city. You heard Joy mention the word collateral, which means bringing data in from other parts of the city that we can incorporate into our social media. I sent an email back out to you. Did you get it? Okay. So there are some things that we can begin to work out and reach out to the city and use that huge resource to build VillageFest. Any other comments, Joe?
I just want to make sure the board knows that I am in the contract process to have a company provide us with content, which also includes drone footage.
Oh,
So it
cool.
will, they will do kind of snippets where they interview vendors, take photos, video, and then we should have like
Love it.
a kind of like a catalog
stock.
of stuff
Mhm.
available that we could tap into to utilize when we're ready.
Nice.
So that is in contract. So as soon as everything gets signed off on, they'll go to work.
Is that a
But we
local
have
company?
someone, it is, yes. Out of
And I think
Providence.
we want them there for the birthday if we can.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And
Go-
Halloween
go-
events and
Every-
Christmas events.
It's in March, right?
Every year?
Oh, my gosh.
My birthday's in March.
Yeah, we did. We did, and it's back around.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a cupcake this time.
Probably not.
I gave them all out. Yeah.
No cupcakes from you.
Staff reports?
Cupcake not there.
I do have one, but I just wanted to go back real quick on the meeting protocols to let the board know. I did hear from the city manager's office. Council has to go back and change the ordinance.
Mm,
That is
right.
in somewhere, I want to say maybe the term was conversation, but not, like, it's not on a staff report yet, but apparently there are multiple boards that want their meeting times changed. Apparently you can change your date, but you cannot change your time.
That
So
was
council
written
has to
into
go
an
back.
ordinance?
Yes, council, I could give you the ordinance, the city attorney sent. it
I
to
would
me.
love to see it, if you can send me the link, because I watch every meeting, and I watched the meeting, and this was a Jeff Course thing, Jeff brought it up. And they just all, he brought it up for a vote, there was a motion made, and then they voted, I didn't realize that becomes an ordinance when they do that.
It's
Okay,
only the time, it is not the date, so until council
That's weird.
has
That is
made
super
that
weird.
change. We cannot
We've
change
had some
ours, but
strange
they are
cases.
aware that our staff report is ready to go for a change. Whenever council gets to that, so it is not gone to the wayside, and if we just keep it on the agenda, once I hear updates, I'll make sure to provide them to you.
And I know I was whining that one PS do it, and we can't, because what one PS tells me, I'm on the board, they say that, they are not one of the city commission.
They're not.
They're not.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not a commissioner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So just sidewalk vendors, I don't have any updates. Obviously, I said at our last meeting, we have not been impacted at VillageFest by any sidewalk vendors. We will continue to keep an eye. We have a meeting scheduled in late February, the staff committee, so that we can prep information that will go to council, basically an update on what's happening. But if there are any changes, I will let you know.
Can we go back to the time for just a minute? I think it's super important that everybody be prepared to go speak at city council, you know, they could work hard to get that on the agenda. And then it doesn't pass because maybe, you know, they didn't hear all the details about it. So it's super important, somebody or multiple people that are here. Or maybe.
We
the
did
board
the first
even
time,
sign
but
a
with a
letter.
predisposed,
Written
Yeah.
letters too.
and
So that's good.
it was a predisposed decision.
At that
We went-
time.
Yes, at that time.
But
I
it's
think
a
now
new
we have the chance,
discussion
yes.
and new council members.
Yeah.
And so I just
So I
don't
like-
want it to come that we get on the agenda and then boom, don't get it passed.
So what time do we want the meeting at?
It used to be 3:30,
3:30.
which for vendors coming in, they can get in and then out and not have to be here at night. Instead, we interrupt their whole dinner time. A lot of them have families. We did have a number of
Travel
vendors
from
come
far
in,
distance.
yeah, and they travel from far distance, they come from Banning and Beaumont and LA and San Diego. And we did have a number of vendors bringing their children with them to the meetings, because what are they gonna do with their kids at 5:30 at night, right? They have after school programs, they don't, you know.
But how many of us work until 5 o'clock?
Well, it's always been 3:30, well, always, it was.
As
up
long as I've been
until-
here, it's 3.
Up until recently, it's always been 3:30.
Yes,
So
but to be fair, some people have, I mean, listen, I'm for moving it up, so, but some people have joined now with the meetings being 5:30, so now that it's a legacy thing, we're on two sides of the coin.
I'm glad Joy brought this up because it's something that I talked to Jasmine about. If there are things like this that I think we're passionate about and we believe in, I think this group needs to get our thoughts and ideas together and go as the Village Fest board before the city council. We control a large piece of what goes on in this city. And quite honestly, there's some council representatives that would be happy to hear from us.
Yeah.
So important items like this, we can go and speak as a board and
I'm more than willing,
advocate,
if we
yeah.
just get some advanced knowledge of when that is, I'm there.
David.
Mitch and I happened to be at the same event last night, and our mayor pro tem came in and we had his ear for 5 minutes or so, and wanted to know how things were going. It just wanted to add that, I mean, we all have an opportunity to talk and approach and donate and support and whatever. My other point was, what if it was proposed that we have 2 meetings every month typically. One was an early one stayed at the 5:30. That way, if I'm in the middle of a big middle of the day crunch problem, go fire these people, I can every now and then be excused, as long as we can make sure that somebody else can be there.
I don't think we're gonna solve this problem tonight. I think there's some hurdles that we've got to get past first before we get to changing it. But let's keep it on the agenda and
Yes.
work with Jasmine, and if we need to go to the city council, let's be willing to do that and get this changed. But
I guess what I'm wondering is, can we make a suggestion? Can it go on record as a suggestion that we?
It can go 2 ways. One way is we can go as a united front and each one of us sign up at the meeting and say we want to speak during public comment. We get 2 minutes and we can each make our case for it. They shouldn't be redundant, but we should all be in sync, right? And that's what a lot of people do for all different issues, so that it raises it to council, and then council, of course, they can't comment on public comment. They can't say anything back to you, but they're supposed to take it away and then think about whether they want to put it on an agenda going forward. The other way is if Jasmine makes any headway there to be able to actually bring it onto the agenda, then we can go and speak during the comment about that agenda item to try to influence them and their vote. I only know this because I watch it because I'm boring and I watch this every week. So,
and I would say go to your council member individually and say, this is something we'd like to talk about. We go collectively as a group and bring it before them, and then try to see if we can get it moved forward to an agenda item. That's probably the best way to push it through, but gain their ear first and
it's just
so they recognize it when they hear it.
Maybe I'm not being heard properly, I don't know, but I would like to propose that we did 2 a month, 1 early, 1 late. There's always gonna be people that have interruptions. There's gonna be people that are presenting, that have conflicts, that can't get here until this is better for them. Some people, you know, Joy runs a business.
If we propose that, they're gonna tell us to keep it at 5:30.
Well,
Can
that
I-
would be a risk.
Can I respond? So I think you're being heard. I think what they're saying is this process has to happen before we can take it to council, whether it's change it to 5, or whether it's change it half and half, or whether it's keep it at 5, whatever it is, we have to get it on the council agenda first. And I think that's what they're saying.
Right.
So yes, absolutely, you're being heard, but that has to happen before we can this board can make a formal recommendation, and then that goes to council.
But don't we have to be in some type of an agreement?
Because
Correct.
so far,
At that point.
At that point, yes.
At that point.
But we could also ask for it to just, for us to have the flexibility to set our time as we need to, right?
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, even more so, because we're already back to a corner because it's so prescriptive. So if we can take away that characteristic of it being prescriptive and give us the leeway, because there are other commissions that do change their meeting times, like the airport commission. They have early morning meetings, and if there's another issue and they're bringing someone in, they may have an afternoon meeting. That's how they do it. So we just don't have the freedom to do that right now. That's the problem. Does that answer?
I think so.
Oh,
Again,
Answer-ish?
yeah, I
So
don't.
we
I
need
don't-
to get the ordinance removed before we can make a decision about this.
Before this board can take a vote
Right.
to make a recommendation to council.
And
Yes.
since council is still just, saying it's in discussion, which means it's somewhere on their list, if we want to raise it up on the list, that's what I was suggesting, that we could, as a united front, go during public comment to sort of raise the issue, to sort of elevate the issue, if you will.
Or could I request then, if you're gonna get this ordinance, find out what was the meaning behind, I don't know, I don't really.
We do know.
We do know. Yeah.
The city council at one time, there was a feeling that most of the boards and commissions were the retired people in town.
Okay.
And they wanted to have like a youth voice in it and have fresh voice. So they wanted to make it for exactly what you two are saying. People that work a job during the week, that they can still participate in this, whereas people with regular, I don't know if anyone has a 9 to 5 job in this town, because it's a resort.
I do.
No, I'm saying, but I don't
I
know
mean,
that,
there's 2 of us.
no, I don't know that it answers to enough of the people, because a lot of people work hospitality as well, so I don't know what time it's good. But nonetheless, that's what it was about, and they even suggested opening it up to high school students at the time.
Well, and in addition to that, it wasn't
They
just
are
the
open to it.
makeup of a board and a board and commission. It was the people who need to attend, to speak in public comments, to make presentations. It was
Yeah.
also to try and cater to, parents and working professionals and students and people who weren't available during the day. So
Could
that
be
was
an
the
item.
intent.
It was a DNI thing, right? Diversity and inclusion for the most part, yeah.
So couldn't we also then say to those people, they don't have to present in person, they can present
No.
No.
to us?
We did that
Very
more.
well.
That was saying,
There you go.
That was a
just
COVID,
changed.
that was a COVID allowance, and we're beyond that, and the council has voted to end all COVID.
And that was a
accommodations.
terrible, trying to jury people on.
Oh my
Zoom
God.
Was ridiculous.
Yeah, but you can't really see the product.
You can't taste anything, you can't hear
touch it,
anything.
You can't see
Yeah.
it. It's
And you're
just-
looking at it on your screen, and they're holding their phone up, and,
Right.
yeah, it was.
I was just, so because I'm new, so I don't know all the conversations that have taken.
And I'll be honest, we did take a little bit of a hit of criticism that that they felt that we didn't have all quality vendors at that point, and even someone on council made comment
We
to
went
that.
from 0 to,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so we were trying to make the point, look, we've been not necessarily rubber stamping, but we've been a little bit more lenient because we had to fill the street because we had nothing. We had no one after COVID, right? So we're beyond all of that now. And we're back to the quality vendors, as you see, with what we're getting. I mean, we're getting amazing vendors now.
Jasmine, as a first step, can you send the ordinance to everybody?
That'd be great.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we will start to read that and understand it and then take it the next step.
Yep.
How about a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is your second?
over there.
I'll do a second. Be first, I'll be second.
David, would you like to
Call me late
vote?
for dinner.
Oh my God. Yes.
Antonio?
God.
Celia?
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
And Mitchell, thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
meeting. Good night, everybody.
Jess, anything you want to do the full screens